Welcome back to the shop. So today we're going to play around with something that I haven't gotten around to, but there's two batteries here that were flooded. Somebody I know gave these to me and they were underwater. So before we play around with them, I thought we'd take them apart and we'd see if there was anything goofy inside before we try and charge them. Neither of them are showing anything, showing stone dead. So we'll start here with the one with the less potential in it, and we'll see what's inside here. I haven't had any of these Craftsman batteries apart yet, so kind of be curious to see what's in here. There we go. Alright, so we got her open and we're just taking a look here. There's the springs for the release. There's a fair amount of corrosion in here. I do believe this was muddy water that these were in. And it appears so there's a fair amount of corrosion. So we'll keep digging here a little bit and see what we come up with. Okay, so we got this out. Now we're going to want to be careful because this is a metal workbench. We're going to want to watch what we lay everything on now. But you can see the termination points are a little corroded, but everything's making connection. I think probably being in the water, the cells took a shot. Craftsman does appear to have decent cells. They have these Samsung 20R 18650, so it is actually, for all intensive purposes, a 2 amp hour battery, just by the specs of what's inside here, so that's kind of nice. So I think what we'll do is we'll put this on something insulating, and we'll try and clean the top up a little bit on this, and see if we can get some power into the battery. See if they want to take a charge, and we'll meter across these and see if anything just isn't happy. We might have to call it on it, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Alright, so we got a little piece of cardboard down and a rag on top of that. We sprayed it down with contact cleaner. And we got the old Fluke 87 out, and we're going to see if we have voltage in any of these cells. Polarity doesn't really matter to us. Very little. Very little if I'm making good contact. 0.2 volts. 3.5 volts, that's a little better. 3.5, 3.5, and 3.5. So either I'm not getting good contact on this, or I got a bad cell. So I think we got a bad cell here. So I'm not sure what I want to do there. I don't know if I want to play around with trying to fix this, or we'll just let bygones be bygones and call this one dead. But there we go. It appears as though when this thing was underwater, this end cell here failed. So that's what's wrong with this one. There's really no point in trying to charge it. I don't think we're going to get this to come back up. If it's that low already and these are floating at 3.5 volts, this one's bad. And it's just going to get hot and potentially be dangerous when we charge it. So we don't want to mess with that. Lithium batteries are nothing to play with. So at least we know what's wrong with this. We'll move on and see what's up with the next one. So I thought before we tore the next one apart, maybe what we should just do is check what voltage we have on it and see what we have going on inside. Much lower voltage. So there's an issue here. Let's see if we can see what it is. Let's take it apart and see what's going on. So all I got here is just a crimp connector that I can put in the battery terminal, and I have short. They're cut off of something, but they're nice to check tool batteries with. You don't have to worry about accidentally shorting something out. So we'll take a look at this one before I take it out. You can see the board's a different color, and there seems to be a bit more corrosion inside of this one. So let's pop it out and see what it all looks like inside. Okay, and we're back. So we sprayed this down with some electric cleaner. It's looking a little better. Still some rust on everything, but what we want to do for all intensive purposes is we want to just see what voltage we have in the various banks on this thing. So here we go. Across the whole thing, remember we had very low, oh, this is the whole thing, 8.0 voltage, not very much at all. So that series set there, these two are getting 1.8 volts between the two. So there could be a bad cell in there, or they're just both bad. These two here are even 1.4. 1.4. And 2. So they're all pretty much down with each other. No crazy outliers. So I don't know, we may try and see if we could see what this wants to do if we try and put some power to it. If it just wants to take a whole lot of current, and then we'll see an imbalance in it, or what. So maybe we'll play around with that. I do want to point out something that I see here in these Craftsman batteries. That's a nice thing to see in the lower priced stuff. This here is a protection for your battery. If there's an overcurrent, you can see how this is thinner right here, and that's essentially a fusible link. It's something that if the battery gets an overcurrent condition, that this will get hot and actually burn open. That's why they have some of this cross hatching on here to help protect it. And that's actually a really good thing, because then you don't get into a situation where the batteries are short-circuited, and it can lead to a bad situation where the batteries can chemically have a basically a catastrophe, and nobody wants that. So that's a nice protection there that I see on that. Let's get out the 2 amp hour one again, and sure enough we see the very similar thing here on the 2 amp hour one. So that's actually a nice thing that they have on these. I think that's a good thing. Keeps the tools safer, and nothing wrong with that. Okay, so we've hooked up the ever-suffering power supply, and you'll just have to take my word for what's going on here. I don't have an easy way of getting what that's doing on camera here. So we're just power turned off, just sitting here. We're at 7 volts, 7.4 volts. So I don't know if the Fluke agrees. It does. So what we're going to do is, I do have the current turned all the way up on the power supply, and we're just going to start eking the voltage up here a little bit until we see some current going in. So now we're up to 9 volts, and we got about, nope, current just dropped off the scale. So it's the batteries seem to be, let's go here, something kind of in between. So now we're at 12 volts, and we've got a 1/4 amp going in there. So that's below the low voltage shutoff of this cell, and we're just going to let that go a little bit. I don't want to force anything. We'll let that go at that until that kind of levels off, and then we'll keep bringing the voltage up. If we can get it up to the 15, 16 volt, and even what we'll do with the lower voltage here is we'll put a little bit of voltage into it, and we'll check it with the thermal gun and see if anything's getting hot. and we'll be back. So we're progressing along here. Nothing seems to be getting hot. We're just going up in tiny voltage increments. The battery's still taking a 1/2 amp. I had it disconnected for probably about 5 minutes, and it really didn't lose any voltage. I got it up to about 15 volts, and I left it sit there for 4 or 5 minutes or so, and it stayed relatively within 15 volts. So all we're doing is we're taking the heat gun, the thermal imager, and we're just looking at it, and nothing's really getting warm. What you see here is the reflection from the light, I think, because it's not warm at all. And now you see nothing. There you go. The batteries themselves are not warm at all. So that's a good sign. This may have just got depleted below what the safe voltage is, and it just didn't want to charge again. Plus the charger was also submerged, and maybe we'll take a go at that, see if we can get that going again too. But we'll just keep playing around with this, and we'll be back, see if anything gets warm. When you do stuff like this, any sign that something's getting irregularly warm, cut it off there. Don't push it. It's not really worth it. But in this case, it's at 16 volts. Let's see here if we can show that. There we go, we're at 16 volts. And it's taking a 1/4 amp. So we're just letting it ride out here for a little while. And what I've been doing is I've been letting it get down to, about 1/10 of an amp, and then I incrementally increase the voltage till I get to a 1/4 amp again. And then I just keep walking it up, and we'll see what we get. I don't like throwing a lot of current at them. I don't think that's the best way. I guess there's a right and a wrong. I don't know. So this has had good results for me, so that's the way I do it. I do know rapidly charging and rapidly discharging the batteries will deplete their life cycle. So when you take them below what they should be, bringing them back up slow reduces the risk of overheating something. So, all right, moving on. Okay, so we're back, and we're getting a little bit of encouragement here. We're at about 17 volts. The power supply says 17.1. The Fluke says 17.06, so obviously the power supply is rounding up. It's okay. It doesn't have the resolution the Fluke does. And everything is staying cool. You're just going to see basically a whole lot of blue right now. Everything is very cool yet, and we're basically right at about a 1/2 amp, a little bit more, about 6/10 of an amp or so, and it's holding steady. It seems like it's wanting to take a charge, so we're just going to let it sit here a little bit and see if it's going to want to take a charge, and then we'll take power away from it again after it sits here for a little and see if it wants to drop like a rock or what it wants to do. If it's going to take the power and then, and hold it, that's a good sign that it's going to hold a charge and the cells aren't too damaged. We'll just have to wait and see. So I thought we'd come back here. We had this on charge for a little while, and we actually got it to hold pretty steady here. We don't have a major fluctuation in voltage. We're holding at 17.17 volts. There you see it just dropped down, but it had been there for quite some time. So that's encouraging. It doesn't seem like anything's getting hot either. since we got this disconnected, let's take a look here. Of course, the temp gun turned off. Okay, so here we go. We can see I'm actually looking at all the lower cells here. Whoops. There we go. Nothing's getting warm. Everything nice and cool. So that's a good thing. Let's see what our voltage is at. So we dropped a little bit in the minute and a half since we've had it off the power supply. We've dropped two hundredths of a volt. So I think we'll just keep on with this. We're checking it out and see how it keeps going. Alright, so we're creeping up on 18 volts with this and everything's staying cool. I think if we had a charger, we could actually try it on the charger now, because mind you, the chargers should have protection in them that you won't overheat any cells. And seeing that all these cells are staying nice and cool, I think we'd actually be good. So we're just going to keep on going with this, and I think we might be able to get this one back in service. So we'll do some of that off camera here. I think you guys get the idea of what's going on. You just keep inching everything up and not knock your leads off. And that's really all that's to it. Again, keep track of temperatures and voltages, and I don't even know what these batteries cost, so it was just something to play around with. Thought we'd see if we could bring it back. We'll let it charge a little bit, and then we'll check it in a day or two and see if the voltage dropped back out of it, or if it actually is indeed holding voltage. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.